Hey family, welcome back to Underdogs Rise, the podcast where we rise together. Once upon a time, isn't it beautiful how those words still touch something deep within inside of us? Once upon a time. As children, those words open doors. Doors into wonder. Doors into our imagination. And doors into possibilities. Once upon a time, there was a hero. Once upon a time, there was a struggle. Once upon a time, there was darkness. Once upon a time, there was courage. Once upon a time, there was transformation. And somehow, in every story, there was meaning. As children, we sat and listened with wide eyes and open hearts because something inside of us knew stories matter. They shape how we see the world. They shape how we see ourselves. And they shape what we believe to be possible. But somewhere along the way we stop realizing something powerful. We're not just listening to stories. We are living one. And every single moment we are present in is right in the next line. Welcome back to Underdogs Rise. Today we talk about this truth. Your story has always been unfolding. And the present moment is where your next chapter is written. Think about your life for a moment. Your childhood, your heartaches, your heartbreaks, your victories, the nights you cried in silence, the mornings you woke up and kept going, the friendships that shaped you, the people who left you, the unexpected turns, the moments that broke you open, and the moments that built you back stronger. That's your story. Not one chapter, not one scene. The whole unfolding masterpiece. And like every great story, not every chapter feels beautiful while you're in it. Some chapters feel confusing, some feel lonely, some feel painful, and some feel unfair. But if you stop reading a book in the middle of the struggle, you never discover the meaning of the struggle. You never witness the becoming. You never see what the pain was preparing you for. This is what I have forgotten in life. And you may have too. The chapter that you are in currently is not your whole story. Here's where life becomes sacred. Your story has always been told in the moments that you are present in. Right now, this breath, this conversation, this choice, this act of courage, this moment of surrender, this quiet decision to keep moving. These are not small moments. These are the pages being written. And by your hand. So many people live trapped in yesterday, rewriting old pain, or trapped in tomorrow, anxious about what has happened. But stories are not written there. They are written here, in the now. Presence in where life breathes. Presence in where healing begins. Presence in where love grows. Presence in where courage lives. Presence where there's transformation starts. And your transformation starts. When you fully arrive in this moment, you become the author again. Not the victim of a plot, but the creator of a next chapter. Every story has moments we wish never happened. Loss, rejection, failure, abandonment, pain. Moments that make us ask, why me? Why this? Why now? What if those moments were not there to destroy your story, but to deepen it? What if your scars become wisdom? What if your grief becomes compassion? What if your setback becomes your turning point? What if the darkness teaches you how to become light for others? The meaning of your story isn't only in what happened. It's in what did you choose to make it mean to you. That's power. That's growth, and that's healing. You may not control every chapter, but you can choose how the story shapes you. Every story that we loved as a child had one thing in common. The hero changed. They faced fear. They walked through uncertainty. They doubted themselves. They fell. They lost. They questioned everything. But then they rose. Not because life became easy, but because they became stronger. And maybe that's where you are right now, standing in the middle of your story, standing at the precipice of change. And you may be forgetting you are the hero, forgetting your resilience, forgetting your strength, forgetting what you've already survived. You're not just simply a character in life. You're the heart of the story. Your courage matters, your voice matters, your healing matters, your becoming matters. Some of us panic. This includes me. We haven't arrived yet. We think, I should be further ahead. I thought I'd have this all figured out by now. My life doesn't look like how I imagined. But unfinished stories are where possibilities live. A closed book cannot change. But an open story, anything can happen. Love can enter, healing can begin, purpose can awaken, connections can grow, joy can return, meaning can deepen. As long as you are breathing, your story is still unfolding. And some of the best chapters are still ahead of us. Still ahead of you. Once upon a time, there was a version of you that didn't know how strong they were. There was a version of you that doubted themselves. There was a version of you carrying pain quietly. There was a version of you still becoming. And there is a version of you now. Wiser, deeper, more compassionate, more awake, more resilient, still writing their story. So honour this moment, be here for it, see it fully, live it deeply, because this moment, this breath, this choice, this step forward is becoming part of your story. And one day you'll look back and realise this was the chapter where everything began to change. Once upon a time isn't just how stories begin. It is how every meaningful life is lived. One present moment at a time. Underdogs rise, and we rise together.